part of life. Specifically, it's the beginning part of life. Around 4 million babies are born in the US every year. That's about 3% of the world's total baby production. And that's great. Hopefully, that means that 4 million families will be bringing home a new member, and that member will ideally grow up from a funky baby to a cool kid to a radder adult. But it's not all sunshine and roses. It can be really tough, especially with the rising monetary costs of giving birth. Babies cost a lot. They break all of your stuff at least once, and they're basically little freeloaders.
Noel, who drew on Mommy's mirror?
I don't know.
But one of the biggest costs of having a child is the actual birth process. In America, the average cost of having a no complications vaginal delivery without any help from insurance is $30,000. That's about the same price as 15,000 bags of goldfish or 75 dogs. Considering that 99% of women choose to give birth in a hospital, this cost can prove to be a huge problem for millions of people.
Guys? Hello? Sorry to be a bother, but if we could have an ETA, when this is gonna, you're kind of losing them.
Of that 99%, about 15% aren't insured. And even for the women that are, their plans might not even cover maternity care. Truven Analytics research shows that on average, women with employer-provided commercial health insurance found that their plans covered just over half of their total maternity bills. Usually what that $30,000 bill covers is the prenatal care, the doctor's fee, the hospital stay, and some postnatal care. What it doesn't cover is any complications that might come with birth. Over 94% experience some sort of complication, and they can be costly. Complications can include the baby coming out in the wrong position, high blood pressure and gestational diabetes, and preterm labor.
Oh my God!
Don't say, oh my God, what?
What is that?
It's the baby's buttocks. She's breech.
Oh my God, I thought she had two heads.
These are all relatively common complications that can cause problems for both baby and mom. Unfortunately, some of the fixes for these problems, like C-sections, electronic fetal monitoring to check the baby's vitals, and a stay in the neonatal intensive care unit, can be extremely expensive and are not included in the cost of birth. The cost of these interventions can raise the total bill astronomically. 3 out of 10 women will have a C-section on average. Because the C-section is a surgery, it requires more intensive care than a vaginal birth. This will include anesthesia, the surgery itself, and an extended hospital stay for both baby and mom. Because of this, C-sections, even when medically necessary, can cost upwards of $50,000 without insurance. When it comes to premature births, the costs rise even more. Stays in the neonatal intensive care unit, or NICU, are often necessary for preemie births, and they can cost upwards of $3,000 a day, in addition to the cost of the actual birth. As parents unfortunately cannot tell their babies to slow down and chillax, the premature birth rate in the US is around 10%, leaving lots of parents in the hole. The average birth cost also doesn't consider multiple births, which are on the rise thanks to the increased use of in vitro fertilization technologies.
Ben, we're having twins.
No, you're not. Because look who's hiding over here.
Triplets? Triplets?
And here's a fourth. I'm so sorry. No, it's a little fleck of cream cheese on the screen.
Of course, there are many things that factor into the cost of birth, and one of the biggest ones is what hospital you choose. For example, the difference of cost between a hospital in California versus a hospital in Missouri are extreme. The cost in Missouri is about half of the total cost in California. However, the decreased costs often come with less comprehensive care. For every 1,000 births, the infant death rate in California is about 4.5 versus 6.3 in Missouri. The bottom line is that women and families should not have to shop around for a good deal when it comes to birth. It's a hospital, not that weird lady yard sale down the street. Most of all, no one should have to put the health and safety of themselves and their baby at risk simply because they can't afford the care that they need.